When the 76-year-old Crown Prince Charles trembled and changed the beneficiary of his will to William, Camilla finally understood that the stolen crown would have to be paid back with interest. Anti-cancer drugs can't save the monarch's life, let alone Camilla's dream of glory. Her panic is the fatal weakness of middle-aged couples. Today, Charles's cancer treatment is not ideal and he even has difficulty swallowing, but he insisted on asking the legal team to read out his will in public. Meanwhile, William's fatal tenderness, revenge with a blunt knife. William, the future king, has a revenge method that is 10 levels higher than his mother Diana. He allowed Camilla to retain the title of queen, but moved his office to the cellar of Windsor Castle. She was approved to continue wearing royal jewels, but stipulated that she must pay rent to the Diana Foundation every time she wears them. Camilla is curled up in the guest room of Clarence House at this moment. She has finally tasted the despair when Diana signed the divorce agreement. The difference is that Diana lost a man who did not love her, while Camilla lost the treasury on which she depended for her livelihood. In her jewelry box lies a sapphire necklace worth £1.8 million given by Charles, but she sadly discovered that these stones cannot be cashed in as pensions. Camilla finally understood the essence of what Charles called true love. This man could betray his wife who gave birth to her children, and naturally he could also betray his mistress who changed her career halfway. This royal love triangle that lasted for 50 years ended in a cause and effect manner. The closure that Camilla had fought for half her life was finally filled in by Charles at the head of the indulgence. When Diana's smile was forever frozen at the age of 36, a certain cruel truth was verified again. After Princess Diana's car accident, the one who should have kept a low profile the most was Camilla. As the third party in the public's eyes, she was destined to live a low-key life from the day the people's princess died. For her, this was undoubtedly torture, and this torture lasted for 22 months. Charles had to find the missing maternal love from a docile woman, and Camilla had to find the self-confidence that was hit by her husband's cheating from a man in a high position. In 1986, the couple, who each had a family, rekindled their old love. Princess Diana, who had been married for less than 7 years, didn't know that this marriage had been crowded from then on. One after another, Camilla was quickly pushed from the dark corner to the spotlight, exposing her face that was never as ugly as Diana's. At this cusp of the storm, Charles didn't know what kind of shock fate had prepared for them. He seemed to want to retaliate against the public's hostility towards his choice, and he actually planned an action of Leeds, wanting to strategically publicize his relationship with Camilla and let the public accept the fact that Wang Chu had a new woman. However, in 1997, there was a loud noise in the Paris tunnel, and Camilla was nailed to the mistress's pillar of shame. Camilla knew she had to retreat and avoid any public appearances in order not to stimulate the public's emotions. Even Charles had to restrain himself. He needed to show the proper attitude at the solemn and grand funeral in order to save his precarious image. Camilla has tasted the taste of being ignored. She used to have countless secret conversations with Charles, but now they have to refrain from even talking on the phone. Camilla's painful lessons are still fresh in her mind. She'd better not try this communication method that is easy to leak secrets. Most importantly, Charles seems to have grown up in the tragedy of Diana's death and can even rebel against his queen mother. If Charles gets rid of the shadow brought by the queen mother and becomes strong from being cowardly, then does he still need Camilla? He captured his heart with his motherly tenderness, which was his greatest weapon for ascending to the throne. The death of that woman might become the biggest obstacle in his way forward. She had to wait for the public's anger focused on her to gradually subside. From August 31, 1997, she disappeared from the world. The public could not see any new news about her. For about a year, the media did not find any explosive points about her again. It is said that the living cannot compete with the dead, but Camilla had no such worries at all. After more than a year of holding back, Camilla soon launched her second show of affection in April of the same year. Finally, a mistress who was reviled by everyone was pushed to the stage. It was still 6 years before she successfully married Charles in 2005. Her script of becoming irregular had already reappeared after keeping a low profile. Time and time again, the royal family hinted that the royal family would not stand on the side of Princess Diana because her actions had seriously affected the Wang family. As long as the interests were consistent, even if it was a notorious person like Camilla, they had the means and strength to slowly whitewash her.